So recently I did a video where I ranked my top 10 starting pitchers in the MLB right now. And I told you guys in that video that I would do every single position with a top 10 list. And so today we're naturally moving on to the next position, which is going to be, you guessed it, relief pitching. Now, just so you guys know, I am including both relievers and closers in this list altogether. I recognize that a closing pitcher role is different than a relief pitching role, but just for the sake of time, I decided to combine both of those into one specific category. We're just going to focus on like just bullpen arms today. So I guess I could title this video top 10 bullpen arms, but I feel like relief pitching sounds a little bit better. So guys, I'm going to get into my top 10. I also have a couple honorable mentions. If you guys disagree with any points on my list, feel free to drop your arguments down in the comments. My only request is that you please just be respectful, not just of my opinion, but of other people's opinions as well. It's just baseball. It's not that serious. You don't need to attack people, so feel free to talk. Feel free to disagree. Just keep it civil. Okay, so now that that is all out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the list. I'm going to start it off with my honorable mentions. I actually have 5 honorable mentions. This is really like the top 15, but you get what I mean. So the first honorable mention that I'm going to recognize is David Robertson from the Yankees. David Robertson had a much better 2017 than a 2016. Pretty much in every single category, his numbers improved. In ERA, innings pitched, strikeouts, whip. He was a key part of that Yankees bullpen, and he was a big reason why they were where they were at the end of the season. My next honorable mention is also a Yankees relief pitcher, and that goes to Chad Green. With David Robertson having a pretty good bounce back year, Chad Green had an even better one. Chad Green went from having a 4.73 ERA in 2016 to a 1.83 ERA in 2017. He pitched more innings, he struck out over 100 batters in 2017, and he had a whip of 0.739. That is really good, so I'm excited to see what Chad Green can do in 2018. My next honorable mention, I think the next 2 honorable mentions you guys are going to be surprised that are not actually on the list. I'm going Felipe Rivero. A lot of you guys probably thought I would have had Rivero in my top 10, but looking at his numbers, there's just one like sore thumb to me, and that's his ERA in 2016. It was at a 4.09. He had a lot of strikeouts, 92 strikeouts in 77 innings. His whip was a little high, but 2017 was so much better for him. He had a really, really good year. He was one of the best relievers in the game in 2017. So if he has a season anywhere near the same type he had in 2017, he will definitely be on the top 10 list for sure, like without even question next season. The next honorable mention I have is Greg Holland. Now, Greg Holland was a tough one for me. I didn't know exactly where to put him because I know he's a really, really good reliever, but at the same time, he didn't pitch at all in 2016, and then in 2017, he had a good year. So it's like, how do I rank? How far back do I go with this list? Some of these guys, their first season was 2016, so if I'm looking at this, he had a good to decent 2015. You know, he had a couple of hiccups here and there, but 2017 he really showed that he is still a great pitcher. 3.61 ERA, 41 out of 45 save opportunities, 70 strikeouts and 57 innings. Holland is still a really good pitcher. I just didn't really know where to put him because of that 2016. And last but definitely not least on my honorable mentions, this is more of a technicality sort of thing. I have Zach Britton in my honorable mentions, not because he's not a top 10 pitcher or a top 10 relief pitcher. He definitely is. He had a magical 2016. 2017 he was pitching pretty well, but then he got hurt. 2018 he was supposed to come back, but then he got hurt again in the offseason, and he's going to be out for like 4 to 6 months. So I left him off the top 10 list strictly because we're just not going to see much of him, and we haven't seen much of him lately. So don't think that I am disrespecting Zach Britton and the fact that he's not a top 10 pitcher. I'm just going to give the spots right now, just focusing on the guys who are still healthy and we will be seeing at the start of the season. Alright, so now that we are done with the honorable mentions, I know this is taking forever, let's get into number 10. Here we go. Coming in at number 10, I have Roberto Osuna from the Toronto Blue Jays. 2017, he had a 3.38 ERA, 39 saves, 83 strikeouts, and 64 innings pitched. The reason I have him a little bit lower on my list is that he was 39 for 49 in save opportunities. He blew 10 saves. He had a really good 2016 though, 2.68 ERA, 36 out of 42 saves, 82 strikeouts, and 74 innings. So I feel like if Osuna could just maintain consistency as the closer and not be a little bit sporadic, then he would definitely be higher on my list. But that's where I have him right now. I have Osuna coming in at number 10. He could definitely be higher. higher if he shows that he is a lights out closer in 2018. Coming in at number 9, this one was surprising to me. I really did not realize how good this guy was, but I have Chris Davinsky from the Houston Astros. Now, I knew Davinsky was a solid pitcher. I knew that he was a good arm for the Astros bullpen, but I didn't realize how good he was until I actually looked at the numbers. Last year, 2.68 ERA, 100 strikeouts in 80 innings, and a 0.942 whip. The season before that, 2.16 ERA, 108 innings, 104 strikeouts with a 0.9 whip. So this guy is such a workhorse for the Astros. He's coming in day after day, racking up innings for this team, striking out a ton of batters, keeping guys off base, not allowing a lot of runs. The fact that he's got an ERA in underneath 2.7 in the last 2 seasons with his strikeout and innings pitched numbers, I gotta get this guy a spot on the list, so I gave him number 9. Really impressed by Davinsky's numbers. Coming in at number 8, I've got Cody Allen from the Cleveland Indians. Kind of like Davinsky, I did not realize how good of a pitcher Cody Allen was. Now, I knew that he had talent, of course, but I feel like he just gets overshadowed by Andrew Miller. But Allen does his job, man. 2.94 ERA, 30 saves, 67 innings pitched with 92 strikeouts in 2017. 2016, 2.5 ERA, 32 saves, 87 strikeouts in 68 innings. This guy is just consistency for the Cleveland Indians. Granted, Andrew Miller does come in before him and set it up, but Cody Allen finishes the job and he does it exceptionally well. I have him at number 8 on my list. Coming in at number 7, I have Dellin Betances from the Yankees. Now, Betances had an interesting 2017 season for sure. He had some hiccups along the way. He was really underperforming at certain times, but it's really interesting because he finished with a lower ERA than he did in 2016. Granted, he did pitch a little bit more innings in 2016, but the fact that he was still able to maintain an ERA under 3 with some of the hiccups he encountered in 2017, I think that's pretty impressive. He struck out 100 batters in less than 60 innings. That's insane. And in 2016, he struck out 126 batters in less than 75. This dude is an absolute K machine. I think Dellin Betances is one of those guys that you just want in your bullpen. Even if he's a little bit wild, his slurve has so much movement. His breaking pitches are incredible. He can also get a fastball into right-handed batters. I think Betances is a special talent, and I think he still is definitely one of the top 10 pitchers. I have him at number 7. Coming in at number 6, guys, we have Raisel Iglesias from the Reds. Really good 2017 for this guy. 2.49 ERA, 28 saves, 76 innings, and he struck out 92 batters. The year before that was also exceptional. He wasn't really the closer for the Reds. He might have closed a couple games here and there, but he had a 2.53 ERA, 83 strikeouts in 78 innings. Like, Raisel Iglesias has been a model of consistency for the Reds, and he hasn't been in the league for that long, so I think if he continues to do what he does, continues to challenge right-handed batters as well as be able to get that big lefty bat out, I think Iglesias will have a long career, and I definitely think he's a top 10 pitcher. I have him at number 6. Coming in at number 5, I've got Aroldis Chapman. 2016 for Chapman was insane. 1.55 ERA, 36 saves out of 39 opportunities, 58 innings, struck out 90 batters. 2017, he had a little bit of a more rough time. His ERA was a little bit high at 3.22, but when the Yankees needed him to be clutch, he stepped up. Just like Betances, he had a little bit of issue with command, but once he was able to write that course, I think Chapman was exactly what the Yankees needed. So I still think Chapman is definitely a top 10 pitcher. I have him as top 5, and he is still an absolute force on the mound. Coming in at number 4, guys, I've got Wade Davis. So Wade Davis had a really good 2017. The only difference between 2017 and 2016 for Wade Davis was 2017 he had a little bit of a higher ERA, but every other stat was an improvement on 2016. 32 out of 33 for saves, 79 strikeouts in less than 60 innings. In 2016, 27 out of 30 saves, a 90% conversion rate, 43 innings pitched, and he struck out 47 batters. Wade Davis is one of the best relievers in the game, just straight up. He can close games for you. He can come into the 8th inning for you if you need it. He's a huge reason why the Cubs have had success, and now we'll see how he does with the Colorado Rockies. Since they lost Greg Holland, we'll see how he fits in there at Coors Field. But I think he's a top 5 reliever. I have him as a number 4. for. Coming in at number 3, guys, Craig Kimbrel from the Red Sox. Kimbrel has been a top reliever slash closer in the league for years now. Back when he was on the Braves, he was lights out. Now that he's in the American League, he's still lights out. 2017 was such a good year for him. Listen to this. 1.43 ERA, 69 innings, 126 strikeouts. Those strikeout numbers are out of control. That is almost an average of 2 strikeouts per inning. 35 out of 39 save opportunities. Even in 2016, 31 for 33 with saves, 83 strikeouts in 53 innings. Kimbrel's been so good for the Red Sox. They have a gem in his right-handed arm. I think Kimbrel is still amazing. He's not that good in MLB The Show, but as far as a real-life closer, Craig Kimbrel is fantastic, and I think the Red Sox are in good hands with him. All right, guys, so coming in at number 2, I have Andrew Miller. Andrew Miller is absolutely filthy, easily the best left-handed bullpen arm in the game. One of the reasons why the Indians have been so successful the past 2 seasons. I mean, he has an ERA of 1.44 in 2017 and 1.45 in 2016. In 2017, 95 strikeouts in 62 innings. 2016, 123 strikeouts in 74 innings, had a whip of 0.6. He just keeps guys off base. It is so hard to hit off Andrew Miller. His release point is difficult. His velocity is difficult to track. Andrew Miller is just so good. He is definitely the best left-handed bullpen arm in the game. Number 2 on my list, only behind none other than Kenley Jansen at number 1. Everybody sees this coming. I think it's clear-cut that Jansen is the best reliever in the game right now. 2017 was insane. 1.32 ERA, 41 out of 42 save opportunities, 109 strikeouts in 68 innings. 2016 was just as good. 1.83 ERA, 47 saves, 104 strikeouts in 68 innings. This guy has been so good. He had an even better season than he did in 2016. Like, he's the best in the game. There's no 2 ways about it, in my opinion. He's filthy, he's tough to hit, he's consistent, and Jansen, of course, takes my number 1 spot. So there you guys go, man. Those are my top 10 relief pitchers in the MLB right now going into the 2018 season. Like I said, feel free to disagree with me in the comments if you have anything that you want to add. Let me know. Other than that, guys, that is going to do it for my top 10 list. Look out for the top 10 catchers coming up next. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of these lists, and I will see you guys in the next videos. Peace, dudes.